right now is 8:26, and in a Fox 21 Savings Alert, March is National Credit Education Month, and End Credit Union is back with us again with helpful tips to create and keep a good credit score.
With us right now, you know you'll love her, Bree Shalito, Director of Financial Wellbeing. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here today.
Good morning.
What is a credit score? Why is it so important to keep track of it?
A credit score is really the makeup of what your credit report has, creating that kind of 3-digit score.
Right.
So it's very important, and it really can save you a lot of money or cost you a lot of money if it's not very good.
And you need to check it, right? Because
Yes.
some people are like, I'd just rather not know, but it's
Right.
important to know.
It's a huge myth that checking your own credit score actually hurts your score. It does not.
Okay.
You can check it every single day with no difference to your credit score at all.
Oh, because some say you get dinged every time you go on there and look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's really only as you're applying for credit and actually using different services that'll count against you. When you're checking it yourself, and everyone should do that, it's a really great idea to see just to make sure everything on there is yours.
Right.
Want to make sure there's no fraud that's occurring or an error, because those things we want to dispute those so that they're not counting against us. But also just to check it to make sure that it's rising as you're doing the right things.
Okay, so what is a good credit score?
Yeah.
And if it's not where you want it to be, how can you get it to get a little higher?
That's a great question. So we always say that 740 and above, it goes up to
Okay.
850, but 740 and above is going to get you the best rates that are out there. So we want to strive for that. If we can get a little bit above that, we have a little bit of room for error,
Okay.
but 740 and above is great. And the best place to start is by checking it, seeing where it's at. There'll usually be some amazing tips right in there. We have
Right.
our own tool at end.com/yourcredit, but there's also annualcreditreport.com, and that's the only government authorized site that gives you your credit report from all 3 bureaus. And in fact, it used to be once per year, but ever since the pandemic, they're offering it more frequently. So
Okay.
just depends to check that out. But we want to do that. And then as soon as we're really focusing on credit, we want to pay on time, all our bills
Yes.
on time or early, because that's the biggest factor that makes up your credit score.
Now, what if you can't pay every time? What's the next best thing?
The best thing is to actually get ahead of it. Call them. Get a hold of who it's going to be, because they can usually set up a payment arrangement. If you wait until it's due and don't pay it, then a lot of times there's nothing they can do. But if you call them, let them know, they can sometimes push the payment out or change the payment date.
Is it better to have bad credit or no credit? Which one's worse?
So bad credit is worse. No credit, the creditor really gets to determine based off other factors sometimes, and often they'll kind of consider that bad credit, but it's worse to have bad credit. So there's ways to improve it, and we're here to help.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, know your standing. Just
Yes.
know where you are.
Absolutely.
In the big picture, right? So where can we go for all this great financial advice?
That's a great question. We always offer free webinars, so we offer those. We also offer free financial coaching. So that's for members and non-members. They can do a quick credit review for you and just look at to see what would be the best tips for you, because credit is complicated. For each one of us, doing something is going to change a little bit differently depending on where your credit score is and what all the factors are. So today, if all 3 of us paid off a vehicle today, it would affect our credit score a little bit differently. So it just depends. So there's so many factors. It's very personal. So working with someone and checking your own credit is the best way to go.
Okay.
Great advice as always. I always feel so much smarter after you visit.
We can bring a hand back on.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, so kind.
You help us in so many ways.
Yes, we
do.
appreciate. Oh,
You
we're
make
going to do
our
standing
lives better.
ovation.
Oh,
That's standing ovation over here.
you all are too kind. Too kind.
Bree, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Time
you.
right now is 8:30. We'll be back with more news and weather right after this.